Hello Pisces, welcome to my channel and welcome to your monthly March forecast tarot reading. I would just like to say a huge thank you to all those that have liked and subscribed to my channel so far and all the wonderful comments and feedback. It's very overwhelming. I am going with the Druidcraft Tarot edition with this reading again. I would like to give my viewers an alternative as well next month, so I will have an option of 3 different decks to use. And give my viewers a selection as to which deck that they may prefer me to use for the month after. So I will gain a general consensus throughout the month, and then I'll go ahead with that deck that's mostly selected. I would like to involve you in some way that I can. Yeah, so I will be releasing some bi-weekly love readings as well. And as always, this is a general reading, so some of the messages may resonate with you and some of them may not. And those that do resonate with you, the first thing that comes to your mind is what it's telling you to focus on first of all. Okay, so just excuse me, I'm just going to channel in for your reading. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I'll split the deck into 3. Okay, so we had two swords. We had 2 cards that came out. One being the Ace of Swords, and the other one being the Hanged Man. So, some of you are definitely going to be gaining some clarity in the month of March if you've been waiting on some news or waiting to see things a little bit more clearly. And with the Hanged Man, it's definitely talking about seeing things differently. So I feel like for some of you, if you've been wanting or waiting for something to come in, I do see you being victorious with that. It could be that something comes to light and it might make you start looking at things a little bit differently. But you know, when I look at these 2 cards, you have the Sword and you have the Hanged Man. I do sense that there's some kind of victory with this, because the Hanged Man is bound to this tree. And this is a major arcana card, okay? So the Hanged Man is bound to this tree with no way out. But yet there's a helping hand here with a sword. So it must feel like someone's coming to the aid of someone. Someone's coming to set someone free or release someone in some way. And this could be yourself. This could be you helping and releasing and setting someone else free. So in whatever terms that might mean to you, it could be that someone is being set free in the month of March in some way or another. And I do sense some kind of victory with this in some way. It's interesting. I mean, I know that the swords do tend to talk about your intellect and your thoughts, but I can't help but notice that, you know, there's so much water surrounding this as well. So I feel like this has been a very emotional time. So some of you have been waiting on news in terms of waiting to hear about something. It's been a very, very emotional time, and I feel like, you know, it has been in support of someone, maybe. I do see that things are going to become a lot clearer within the month of March, and you're breaking out of this emotion here. You know, you're breaking free. Someone's breaking free from something. It's so interesting. Okay, let's pull your reading. So, in a position of yourself, not a position of yourself, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot card. Okay, wow. Someone is definitely moving forward or going after something and setting themselves free. This is such a freedom card. I mean, what more can I say really? When a person gets on their chariot, there's two horses here. So we just talk of like fast movement. I mean, someone could be escaping something as well, maybe. So the Chariot, you know, it talks about moving forward, taking control in some way. The Ace of Swords, I think, is also very much someone who is kind of taking control, been victorious. These two very powerful cards. Okay, so let's have a look, keep reading. So I think for a lot of you, there's been some decisions to make, or you're in the process of having to make a decision, and I think some of the decisions have been kind of out of your control, out of your hands in some way. I feel like someone has made a decision on behalf of someone else, or at the same time you have been forced to make a decision as well. And you know, this decision could relate to the fact of, you know, of setting something free, releasing someone or something. Okay, this could be in terms of work, career, relationships, partnerships, friendships, very much the self, family, whatever this might relate to you. But I feel like someone is in the process of making a decision or had to make a decision, and I see. Now, okay, let's start at the centre of your reading. So you have the Ten of Pentacles at the centre of your reading. Okay, so for some of you, you may have just got to a point where you've come to a point of feeling quite fulfilled in some way. But at the same time, you know, look at this person on this card, and he has all the pentacles around him. He couldn't really ask for anything more, really, when it comes to financial security or abundance and stability. But, you know, he just still doesn't look very fulfilled. This is someone who almost feels exhausted by it all. And maybe this is what the breaking free is from. Maybe someone is surrounded very much by a lot of things that they're not necessarily happy with. And it's because it's not emotionally fulfilling. Maybe you've got a lot of things to be thankful for. You do have a lot of things to be thankful for, but at the same time, you know, you appear very bored within this card. And you know, when I look at this card, you know, I feel like this is someone who is feeling this way. You know, he was to take the people out, but he's not really concentrating on the people that are surrounding him. And this is meant to be a card that talks about, you know, financial abundance and success and being extremely secure, which it does, but that doesn't always make someone happy with it. You know, maybe someone's just worked extremely hard and maybe they're just not feeling the passion anymore in some respects, and they're wanting to start something new. And when I look at this person here, he's surrounded by a lot of things to be thankful for and grateful for, but he's feeling like this. Almost feels trapped in some way. But someone's cutting away from that, or at least wanting to start something new, maybe with a new idea, with a new project. Maybe this is a project that's just reached its peak now as well, and it could be that, you know, you've gotten the most out of this in terms of maybe a career or project, and maybe it's something that you've just gotten the most out of, and you know, you've got a spark of a new idea, and you're forging forward with that, and that could be what you're setting yourself free with as well. Okay, what is challenging you is the King of Pentacles. So again, I very much see these two cards very much linked with each other. This could be a person within your environment. This could be a person that's making you feel this way in some way, which is a Capricorn, Taurus or a Virgo person, earth sign. And they are presenting as a challenge. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a person, because with the Ten of Pentacles at the centre of your reading, I feel like the challenge here is wanting to break free from something that's maybe too settled. Maybe it's just got a little bit stagnant. And, you know, because the King of Pentacles, I mean, and this could talk to long-term plans as well. And maybe you've just been waiting so long for the King of Pentacles, because what's crowning you is the Princess of Pentacles, because maybe a lot of you have been waiting on some kind of news and waiting to hear this news from the King of Pentacles that doesn't really seem to be arriving, and maybe you've just got so tired and bored that you actually, you know, you just feel like you're stuck and you're not moving anywhere. And, well, yeah, you've got decisions and choices, and you're weighing things up as to how to move forward. And I see that some of you do maybe start out something new, or maybe you just start to see or think about things a little bit differently as well. You might start seeing this King of Pentacles a little bit differently. Maybe that's it. In the recent past, you have the Lord, also known as the Emperor card, okay? Usually this is what tends to put you in the position where you are now. So I feel like this could be work, or this could be family related for some of you. And, you know, the Emperor talks to things being very structured, I think, in some way. And there could have been a bit of controlling issues or domineering issues. Maybe there was someone in your environment who was quite domineering, and it could be that it was just all their way or no way. And you may have just got to a point where, you know, alright, I feel like I've gotten the most out of this now. And this person is just becoming a bit of a challenge at the minute. And they do possess very similar qualities, these characters. So the Lord and the King of Pentacles possess very similar characters. They can be very stubborn and tend to want to be in control and want to lead things. And this is why it's presented as a challenge for you. So in the underlying position, you have the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So I feel like within yourself, you're wanting things to change, okay? You're wanting things to start turning around. And this is a person who is turning things around, okay? She's drawing a circle. It's almost like drawing a line under it in some way. And this could be why your Chariot is here, and why you've decided to take control of yourself and move forward from something or on something, okay? This being in your underlying feeling, someone is drawing the line under something, and this is drawing under the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, okay? So I feel like some of you you've just had enough. You've just had enough of a certain behaviour or a certain way of being. And this could be within work, this could be within your environment, in your relationships, friendships. It could be with yourself. But I do see that some of you, you've just had enough. You're tired of waiting. You're tired of waiting, or maybe it's just been slow movement. And in your up and coming future, you do have the Five of Swords, which can tend to speak about conflicts and going into battle and sometimes, you know, winning petty arguments, and no one's really winning. Nobody wins these arguments. This is almost just like squabbles, because these are swords. This is swords energy, so I feel like there's a little bit of tension and, you know, just petty arguments, I feel, and no one's really winning anyway. And I feel like some of you are just drawing a line under this now, and you just had enough of the fact that it just always seems to be the same. It's always the same, you know, nothing changes. So in the position of yourself, I see that some of you are contemplating on taking action with a decision. Okay. Chariot here is to confirm this action with this decision. And right underneath the Chariot, I couldn't help but notice that we do have the 8 of Wands as well. So this talks about fast movement and fast action as well. Okay. So I do sense that there is some action being taken with a decision. If some of you are in this position right now where you're in a state of trying to decide on something, in the month of March you do have decision, you do have action cards. Okay. But at the same time, you might not necessarily got to a point of taking action. You may have just decided, okay? You may have just mentally decided. You may not have actually taken action. You may have just gone through a thought process and actually just mentally decided that I'm drawing a line under it. I've had enough. And because the Chariot, you know, I do see this as a decision as well, but as a decision to move forward. Very much like the 2 of Wands. This is the Major Arcana. If I could put the Major Arcana to any of the ones, I think these two go quite well together. I do see that, you know, there's one person, they've got 2 things in their hand, and they're in control. They're the ones deciding which movement to go in. So I see that you're very much in control, and this decision lies solely on you. Okay. And in your environment, you have the 2 of Pentacles, so we do have another 2. And then this is weighing up the pros and cons. I think if you are in a state of contemplation right now and you're wanting to decide on something, you want to move forward, in the position of yourself you do have, like, I mean, this is balance as well in some respects. So you might be trying to balance things within your environment. And this could be balancing swords. Maybe you're trying to balance arguments within your environment. Balance work life and home life, social life and education. Maybe you're spreading yourself a little bit too thin. Maybe you're putting your all into this person, and you're giving so much of yourself to a person where it's making you feel like this. Where you're just feeling fed up, really. And you're weighing things up and you're starting to decide on something. I do see here that someone takes action, whether it just be in your own thoughts. Okay, because you do have the Hangman here, and I do think about these two together. It does talk about setting one free in one way or another. Again, it could be within your own thoughts. Okay, so in your hopes and your fears, we have the Moon card. So the Moon card can speak to many different things. Okay, and with it being in your hopes and your fears, I do look at this as a bit of a fear card. Okay, because with this card, the Moon, it has a path. And again, you know, there's 2 animals here. There's 2 animals here. So there's 2 dogs here. And there's another dog as well. But with the Moon card, okay, it's almost like a scary path to walk, isn't it? When you feel like you might have to go through the 2 dogs in order to cross the rocks. But you cannot really see what's over the rocks. It's all hidden. And the fear could be, well, if I walk this path, you know, what's on the other side? Am I going to be okay? Will I make it through okay? Will I be safe? the moon also talks a lot to your intuition as well, and letting your intuition guide that. So whenever we do get presented with fears, we're always asked to just, you know, acknowledge them and set them free, and not manifest fears in some way, because there's also very positive sides to the, you know, to all of the cards. And the positive side to this card is that actually you've got all this emotion around you here, and you've got the moon that's waiting for you on the other side, and the moon's breaking out the clouds, okay, and the dogs are howling at the moon. It's almost like supporting you. It's almost like a calling. It's like waiting for you to walk the path. Okay, it's like, look at these two rocks. It's almost like this is your gate. This is your gateway. Okay. You can't walk it if you're confined and restricted in some way. These come out as external messages. Okay, this come up in your hopes and your fears. So I feel like if some of you are deciding on something right now, and you feel a little bit fearful of that, you do have the external messages that came out, offering the advice of, you have the support here if you are feeling confined and restricted. You know, there's a time of coming out of a very emotional period and being able to break free. Okay, but it's not letting the moon present itself as a fear at all. Just because you might not necessarily know what will happen next doesn't mean it's not a good thing. So the Four of Pentacles in your outcome position speaks to foundations. Okay, there's a lot of Pentacles cards in this, so I feel like for quite a few of you, you may be dealing with an earth sign of a Taurus, Capricorn or a Virgo person. Okay, but I feel like some of you maybe just been very grounded for quite some time, and you're just wanting to move forward now. You're wanting to take action with something. You know, there's not a lot of wands within this reading, so I feel like for a lot of you, you're lacking passion. You're lacking a sense of passion for something. And I feel like you're drawing a line under something as opposed to, like, you know, I'm sick of feeling this way, I've had enough. Well, the Four of Pentacles is your outcome card. Now I see this card. This is someone who's breaking free again. Not only, you know, it appears to be locking something down, and I guess we can look at it with being the Four of Pentacles, which does speak to foundations and things like that, but, you know, here's a lock and a key. And it's almost like they're trying in some way to open up or to break free in some way. You will have the opportunity to break free. Okay, Pisces. I hope that this resonated with some of you out there. I would love to hear your comments and feedback, if it did or if it didn't. And I'm going to leave it there. I do hope that you have a fantastic March, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.